You know things are getting interesting when somebody you believe will be for something, a strong proponent, actually comes out against it. And that's happened very recently on the issue of Common Core. A woman who was just awarded what's being heralded as the Nobel Prize for teaching, she was asked in a recent CNN interview what she would advise students and those thinking about going into the field of teaching. Here's what she said.
Honestly, right now I encourage them to look in the private sector.
Why?
Because public school teachers are so constrained right now by the Common Core standards and the tests that are developed to monitor what teachers are doing with them. It's a movement that's turned teachers into technicians, not reflective practitioners. And if you're a creative, smart young person, I don't think this is the time to go into teaching unless an independent school would suit you.
Now, I'm sure that is not exactly the answer the education establishment or even the good folks over CNN were expecting. But she's right on. The more we know about Common Core, the more parents know, and the more teachers know, the more unpopular it has become. And there are a lot of problems wrong with it, but not the least of which is those putting the testing standards together. Well, these are committees made up by testing professionals and bureaucrats, not by math and English teachers. So if you want to know why Johnny can't balance a budget or balance his checkbook, well, it might be because Washington bureaucrats put the lesson plan together. That tends to explain a few things. Now, like I said, there's a lot of problems with Common Core, and you might be questioning, well, if so, why did so many states, 46 to be exact, sign up for this thing in the first place? Well, quick history on this. Back in 2009, 2010, when a lot of states were in the red on their budgets, here came the Obama administration waving dollars in front of them saying, if you'll take up Common Core, we'll give you dollars to do so. Many of them made a bad deal. Now they're beginning to re-question or rethink that whole thing, and you now have over 19 states that have either withdrawn from Common Core altogether, are trying to withdraw, or have put the program on hold. They've realized they made a very bad deal. And for those of you who think, well, this just affects kids in the public schools, not so, because they're actually wanting to take these standards and apply them to college entrance exams, like, say, the SAT. So if you're in public school or private school, what you're learning, if it doesn't match up with what Common Core wants you to know, you may be in trouble when you try to take a test to get into college. Look, there's a lot you want to know here, and you can find a lot more at dailysignal.com. Find out more about the cons of Common Core, because there really aren't any pros, and find out exactly where your state stands on this issue. You can do all that at dailysignal.com.